Alright, so yesterday I got my panel rough fit. Had to make some adjustments to it. The batteries died for the camera, so there was a little bit that I didn't get to record. But I've got everything pretty close as far as the fit. So I'm going to go ahead and start trimming this down. One of the things I want to do first is get this back trimmed off of here, because this section here is keeping this panel from going a little bit forward to where it needs to be. This is going to be a butt weld back here on the inside of this wheel opening. So to allow this panel to go forward, maybe, you know, not much, but enough. And I want to get it where it's going to be at. So I've got it clamped in here. I'm going to go ahead and take a cut and right along in here where this has already been cut at, and then we'll cut this section out of it. So we'll come across here and up and cut this off, this corner off the upper part, and then we'll be able to move this whole thing up just a hair, get everything reset, and then start to trim this down to where I want it. This line here is approximately where the car was cut at, and I'm just going to do a lap joint on this. So I want to leave myself at least a ½ inch, which is this line here that I put in it. So we'll end up cutting that off, and then I can go ahead and flange all of this and be able to do a lap joint there. From this body line back, I'll probably do a butt weld. So I will cut this about here and then do a butt weld along here and in here. And then along the bottom, I just have to pop some holes in along the pinch weld at the bottom, and there are a few welds that go up to the bottom of the rocker along here in different places, so I'll have to drill some holes there, and then we can start welding this panel in today. Okay, so I've got this relieved, and it actually moved itself in. So I talked a little, when I started making this body line in this panel, I mentioned that I was going to have to do some work on this because it does angle. So I got to do that now. I'm going to trim this just a little bit more. I'm going to cut both panels so that I've got them the same. And then I'm going to pull this off, and I'm going to get my hammer and dolly out, and I'm going to work this section of it so I can get it to kick in just a bit, because as you notice, this has a body line, but it also dives in towards the wheel. So I need to get that same profile in this here, because it's right now it's just kind of flat. So I need to move it so it moves in this way, but yet retains this line I have here. I have to figure out how I'm going to do that yet, but we'll get it. Alright, so I put this little section here in my vise and just gave it a tug to get this part to bend in. And just a quick look at it, I've kind of got the right angle on it, so it matches here really nice now. And we've got our body line pronounced here. I just need to trim a little bit off of here so I can get this to lay in flatter. Alright, let's see how it fits now. We're close. We're pretty close. Okay, so I have used my hammer and dolly, and you can see I've got this nice and flat now, but I still have my body line that I put in it. So we'll see how this fits now. Oh yeah, much better. That's much better. So now we've got our continued body line down. We only needed a few inches of it, because it fades into a flat surface down here where the rocker panel would continue. So this will work out good. So now we just need to, I just need to trim this down. Get this set back here, right where I need it. Clamp this back here. This section here I can work. Once I get some tacks along here and I get this tacked in, I can readjust this edge here to make it match here and get that tacked along there. And then we can work this curve here some with our hammer and dolly, just get it a little bit more nice on the radius. Okay, so if I get this set back here, I'm going to go by this because my body line is set. I need to make sure that matches. Wherever this rest of this panel lands, it lands, more or less. Okay, I'm going to reform the bottom of this down here again for the third time. I should have just left it alone and worked on getting this set before I messed with any of that. It is what it is. On September 15th through the 17th, Holly Mill Party Show will be going on in Bowling Green, Kentucky. We're going to have Project Marsha there, and I'm going to be there to tell everybody all about the work we've been doing on Marsha. So if you're in the area, come on out, come to the show, and Kevin Shaw with Mopar Connection Magazine is going to have a special event going on for everybody at the show. Kevin, why don't you tell them about what you're going to be doing for everybody?
We got a really big announcement to make, in that we've partnered up with Edelbrock, and Edelbrock is putting up a VRS carburetor. We think it's a 750. They're also putting up a fuel rail for that carburetor and one of their 85th anniversary tin signs to hang in the garage. I think it adds up to about $1,200 worth of stuff.
Wow.
So that's a huge prize that's kind of unmatched by any other prize that they're giving out. So we're really stoked to be working with Edelbrock, and we're going to be at Mo Party giving that away. So we'll have more information on the magazine, so you can check us out at www.moparconnectionmagazine.com. And you don't need a subscription, you don't need a password or a download. You just go onto the magazine as long as you got Wi-Fi.
There you go. So after you get done watching this video, go to Mopar Connection Magazine, sign up for their email list. You'll get an issue all the time in your email box. You'll get tired of seeing them. You'll get so many issues. But whatever the magazine can you get for free. So sign up so you can get all the information about the scavenger hunt. If you're coming to the show, guys, bring your wife, bring the kids, send them out to go find the stuff so you can get a new carburetor. Alright, so I've got my panel flanged along here so it slips underneath the original quarter panel. I've got my holes punched along the bottom here. My body line lines up nicely here. And this area in here I'm going to work as I get this panel put in. I've got one piece here that I'm going to put behind right here just to give it a little bit of support. So it'll kind of sit like this in there and just give this panel some support right there where that cut mark is. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to drill some holes, 1/8" holes along here so I can use my clecos to draw these two panels together. This is sitting in a little bit too far. I'd like them to be tighter together, and right now I can't get in behind the panel because the interior is still all together in this car. I really don't want it to get into taking that all apart, so this is my next option. So I'm just going to drill a hole here. Now I'm not going to go all the way through this panel. I just want to mark on it where the hole is going to be. Then I'll take this off, drill these holes out in this panel, clean up the back side of this where the metal kind of folds over when you're drilling the hole so that everything will get pulled up nice and tight. Alright, so I've got all my holes drilled up here for my clecos, and I've got all my holes drilled in the bottom and along the pinch weld, so we can fit this up here now and install the clecos and see if it does what I'm hoping it does. And pulls this panel together. I've also added my tab in here, which I may have to adjust on some. Alright, so this is a Cleco. It's basically a temporary rivet, and you do need a special pair of pliers to use it. It just kind of slips into it like so, and when you squeeze it and then pull it back, it tightens everything up. Let's see if we can start back here. See how well the holes lined up. That's pretty good. As you can hear, Ashton's with me here now. He's out from school today. Today's a Friday, so he's excited for the weekend. He's staying home and play all weekend. What you got, buddy?
I got a bag of biscuits and paper.
Yes, you can. Ashton is into drawing pictures now. He likes to draw funny pictures of me. And of course, hot rods. Okay, so I am very pleased with how this fits together now. This has got this pulled together nice and tight. So before I start to weld this panel, I'm going to take this off and I'm going to spray the back side of it with some primer just to give it a little bit of protection for when it's installed. Not that this car probably won't see a whole lot of wet weather after the fact, but we want to do just give a little bit more protection and leave it ready for if it does see any wet weather. Alright, I got the back side with some primer on it, so it's got some extra protection. I think these panels have a coating on them, but we wanted to add just a little bit more to it just to give it that little bit of extra protection. Alright, so we'll get this stuck back in here. Get our Clecos put back. Oops, I'm not under the door. Get under the door. There we go. Alright. And again, you just put that in the pliers, squeeze it, and it narrows that up. And then once you get it put in here, pop rivets just to hold it in place temporarily. These are nice because they're reusable, so you're not constantly buying screws and pop rivets and everything else. Oh, you had a bug on you?
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
It climbed up on me.
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah. Yep. Ashton's got a new friend.
Yep, now I got a new friend.
Alright, so now we've got this where it needs to be.
I got a new friend now.
We've got a new friend now.
He's my
I'm going to
best
go
friend.
ahead and get my panel tacked back here. Alright buddy, you'll need to watch out. I'm going to do some welding. Alright, put a tack here. Okay.
But I have to let it go.
Ashton's playing with a water bug. Made it into a ball. Alright, that leaves that there tacked into place. So we'll go ahead and start along here.
You let him knock it out. Keep the eye on him. Keep the eye on him.
What, buddy?
Make the eye on my bug.
Keep an eye on your bug? Okay, I'll keep an eye on your bug.
Okay. You make sure?
I will make sure he doesn't go anywhere.
Okay.
Alright, now I've got enough tacks on here. I'm very confident that this is not going to go anywhere. So I'm going to get my bottom set in where it needs to be and get it clamped. I'm going to get my spots along my pinch weld done.
I got one. Where did my caterpillar go? Yeah. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there it is.
Now again, I'm going to just go along here, fill in all this with weld, so I'm going to save my battery and not bore you so much with me just welding along. I'll bring you back when I'm going to finish up this here and get this panel finished. Alright, as you can see, Project Marsha is back outside, and as I sat down to edit this video on doing the quarter panel repairs, I figured out that the video is a little long for just one video. So we're going to break this video up into several parts, so stay tuned for the next part in our quarter panel repairs as we continue the work on Project Marsha.